Hey, this is Wes Fryer. Today is Sunday, January the 26th, 2025, and we have just attended worship here at Philadelphia Church in Mint Hill and have just kind of walked around a little bit on the campus, and we have walked down a little bit here in the graveyard, which I think that you call it a graveyard when the final resting place of souls is next to a church, and it's a cemetery when it's not. So this is a graveyard that we have driven by many times in a church. This is Bain School, which is a long time elementary, but I think it actually had additional grades as well. This church was started in the 1700s. It is one of the oldest churches that I have ever seen and certainly ever worshiped in. I have been doing some volunteer work with the Mint Hill Historical Society the past year, and I've been working actually with several people, Sue, the director, but also Becky, who's on the board. And today Becky talked about the transfer of the Bain School property, if I understand correctly, the sale of it to the city of Mint Hill for the building of a community center. But boy, having interviewed probably 5, 6 or so, maybe even 8 different members of the Mint Hill community, this church, Philadelphia Presbyterian Church, for not just decades, but I think for centuries, this has been the lifeblood of the community. So many stories about youth groups, about activities, about the ways in which this church was such an important part of the Mint Hill community. One of the things that I was interested in is, this church, predates the Civil War in the United States. And so before the Civil War, there was a separate entrance to the balcony where enslaved African Americans attended church alongside whites in the church. And so anyway, that was one thing that I had heard about this, and I was interested in seeing that and just the history, right? These different gravestones, I think, where did we just see this one? Yeah, there's 2 brothers here that had both died in the Civil War in 1864. One died on January 10th, 1863, and the other died on August 28th, 1864, ages 23 and 35. S.K. Farr, P-H-A-R-R, and J.J. Farr. And so lots of history here. It really is amazing to be here in North Carolina and to have spaces like this, sacred spaces with lots of history, but lots of continuing stories of this community, of the families, the heritage, the genealogy, the history, so many different layers. So very thankful to have a chance to worship here today and to be a part of this community.